What?
Nobody said, "Oh, move that. We want
no.
the New York Times to do it."
No.
That's good.
No, but a legitimate, thing that they could have pulled. But no, they were all right. There we go. And I know you already told me. What was your name one more time?
Regina Weinreich.
This is Jerry Carollo on assignment for HamptonDays.com. This is Jerry Carollo on assignment with Hampton Days magazine, covering the 20th anniversary of the Hamptons International Film Festival. Introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Regina Weinreich, and I have the distinction of having had a documentary film in the very, very first Hamptons Film Festival 20 years ago.
I was just going to say, if filmmakers had a pension plan, you would be raking in and out. Let's go back to 1992,
Right.
Or that's 93.
It was 93.
Tell us about the first day you put the movie in. You already told me, but what's happening?
Well, okay, I live in Montauk, and I heard that there was a film festival here starting up for the very, very first time, and I decided why not enter the film into that film festival, not knowing very, very much about the festival. I figured local.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What was the name of that film?
Paul Bowles, The Complete Outsider. It's a film about a American writer and composer who actually lived in Morocco for most of his life.
Paul Bowles was a real-life person?
Oh, yes.
And when did he live?
He lived from 1910 till 1999.
What would be some of his most famous work?
Well, his most famous book is called The Sheltering Sky, and that was made into a film by Bernardo Bertolucci in around 1989, 1990, starring Deborah Winger and John Malkovich and Campbell Scott.
What was that? That sounds so familiar to me, Okay, well...
People actually remember the film more than they remember the book, unless they are literary fanatics.
Yeah.
And then Paul Bowles is a name they would know very, very well.
Well, either way, once again, the film festival is its 20th anniversary. Have you come every single year for the whole weekend? You've done all 20 film festivals?
Most of them. I'd say out of 20, I've done 18 of them.
Okay. Are you a filmmaker?
I would say that I'm a literary critic, and I happen to have made a film. I have a specialization on the Beat Generation. I've written several books on Jack Carollo, and I knew William Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg very, very well. And these were important literary figures to me, and I continue to write about them.
Right off the top of your head, who are some of the contemporary writers that you like?
Contemporary, I mean, at this very, very moment.
A person who's, writing, a person who's producing work right now.
Oh, I love the work of Jane Ann Phillips. I love the work of Dennis Johnson, who's a favorite writer of mine. I recently have been reading Michael Chabon, and Kurt Vonnegut is an old favorite.
Sure. This way we don't offend anybody. Dead writers that you really dislike or disagree with.
Ooh, that's very painful. Dead writers who I disagree with. Well, I certainly disagree with Truman Capote for having said that Kerouac's writing was merely typing, but I still love Truman Capote's work.
Okay.
So.
Is there anybody, and I'll kick the crap out of them if they give you any book, is there anybody who you want to say their writing is typing?
No, I wouldn't say that. The world of writing...
because you do not feel that?
Well, yeah, because I really admire the sincere efforts of artists. I guess if their work is sincere and coming from a deep place, I think that it'll probably be qualitative.
Now, okay, we met a little while ago. We were talking with Bill McCuddy,
yes.
And you were sitting down inside and we were talking, and I sure if authoritative was the word, but when you got up, you're very small in stature. I was waiting for you to be taller than I was. You're a very starch, take no crap figure. What's your background?
Well, my background is that I was born in Germany. I came here to this country when I was about 3 years old and grew up in New York. I studied in New York. I then went to Madison, Wisconsin, and did a master's. Came back to New York, finished a PhD at NYU, and taught at NYU and the School of Visual Arts up until today.
Okay. Where do you like to be when you're in Montauk?
I like to be on my deck.
Okay, but I'm saying, but you really don't go to town like too much for too long of a time. Like you like Montauk, the area, not particular Montauk,
Right.
the village.
I love Ditch Beach. I love the cliffs. I love walking on the cliffs, or the bluffs, as many people call them, all the way into town. And I just love the dock, and I do love town.
Well, but the hustle and bustle. I mean, you know.
Well, I know that things have changed since 1980 when I arrived, but I embrace that change.
You know, when I'm out here in the summertime, people who've never been here before, I'm here alone. They're asking me where to go, what to do. And when they ask me about Montauk, one of the first things I tell them, and I'm curious if you've ever done this before, there's a Chinese restaurant right in the middle of town. It has a sign that says, "You hook 'em, we cook 'em."
Right.
Have you ever had fish brought in there and made? Because I don't know anyone who has ever done it besides me, and I've had it plenty.
And do you like doing that?
Well, I did it once because I got a couple guys who have a boat, but I've told a lot of people, and I was always curious. I was like, what a great concept. And as soon as I saw the sign, I called my friend and he said, well, we're cleaning the boat or whatever. We just bought some stuff, and they brought that and they prepared. I was just curious, like, because that's a local treasure to me, you know.
You know, in 1980 when I arrived, I used to be able to go on the dock and just walk beside the fishing boats, and people would just hand me fish that they just caught because they had too many. Sometimes people would stop at my house after going on these, fishing excursions and throw bluefish into my refrigerator. And I do remember there was one year that I actually had to throw out the refrigerator because I couldn't stand the smell of it. So, Montauk has changed in that regard. I wouldn't say that I would go to the Chinese restaurant to have them cook freshly caught fish. I think I would cook it myself.
Okay. Well,
and make sure that people couldn't stockpile it, but that's not really possible anymore.
Just real briefly, how long have you had the house in Montauk?
I arrived in 1980. My husband had it since 1972.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, one last question. I know we're straying off a little bit, but that military base out there was open for a couple of years. Have you ever seen anything wacky happening out there?
Just a lot of graffiti on it.
No, but I'm saying when it was still active back then, did you ever happen to hear a big plane, anything like that? Because I'm like usually all for the myths. I don't believe anything about that place. I believe it was an army base. But there was nothing wacky happening there.
Not in my time. I would say that.
I got it. Wait. One more time, because I don't want to get it wrong. Tell me what your name is one more time.
I am Regina Weinreich.
Weinreich. All right, and listen, have a good time for the rest of the festival.
Thank you so much.
This is Jerry Carollo on assignment with Hampton Days Magazine, checking out the 20th Hamptons International Film Festival.
Regina,
Yes.
let's go see Stevie next.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.